Well, here at the first tee at the Dick's Sporting Goods Open is where Horseheads native Joey Sindelar got his start in the second round, although it was about 3 hours later than expected, thanks to the weather being a little below par. Sindelar was slated for a 10-12 start Saturday morning. His round 171 on Friday, putting him in the middle of the pack and 1 under par. However, he didn't get to tee off until over 3 hours later. But according to Sindelar, it ain't no thing.
We're old. We've been doing this a long time. We've done this time and time again. It's what happens a dozen times a year.
The 1985 and 87 BC Open winner from Horseheads, New York, Joey Sindelar.
When it was time for Sindelar to tee off, he got right back in the swing of things. And with that drive, the Horseheads native was off on his round 2 quest. Sindelar going over the green on 1, chance for a birdie to start the day, just wide right. You could hear the frustration in the crowd and read it all over Sindelar's face after not making ground on the par 4 hole.
My round was a little messy today.
There was nothing to do but go forward. Here's Sindelar on the par 4 second hole. Gets a hold of it pretty well on the drive. He had a chance on this hole, eventually getting into position for a long birdie attempt. Unfortunately for him, the green was acting a little slow after the rain from earlier in the day. He eventually gets the ball to find the cup on his 4th shot, staying even on the round and -1 overall.
Hello.
Next up was the par 5 hole 3. At 540 yards, it's 200 yards longer than the previous hole. On Friday, he holed it in 4 shots. In round 2, not nearly as good, getting the double bogey 7.
The fairways were vastly more wet today than they were yesterday because of that, that downpour we got this morning. And I think it just makes the ball a little harder to control. The green's a little softer, so a little bumpier, and all that adds up to the cup looking smaller.
Sindelar would make par on the par 5 hole, +2 on the day to that point. He was even through 9, would bogey the 10th though to put him back to +1 on the day. Heading to the 18th, Sindelar was +2 on the day, but the Horseheads native knows how to finish strong. Nails his birdie putt on the 18th green. The local faithful in attendance cheering on the most popular man on the golf course today.
Yeah, very fun. Very, very fun. Just great. It's often the only time I see so many of these people, and it's just very, very fun. And they get very excited. They're very forgiving. I can't yet remember being booed. I deserved it plenty of times, but it's great. I've had each of my sons caddy here. My dad's caddied here. It's just the whole darn thing couldn't be better.
What would make it better is if he can climb up the leaderboard on Sunday. Sindelar finished +1 on the day and is even overall in a 4-way tie for 48th place. Michael Bradley is your current leader at 11 under par. For WENY Sports, I'm John Serio.